Time's up. Let's do this.
Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. Babael here. Join me today is Katips, and we have with us the BlizzCon Malaysia Community Qualifier Phase 2, which we will witness top 8 players from Malaysia in a single elimination best of 5. That said, we will have with us the first match between nyiknyuknyek as well as fizdarth. We have seen Triple N, also known as nyiknyuknyek in the previous game in a tiebreaker, so I hope you guys enjoy this series as much as we do. Yep, do note it's a BO5 round, a little bit different from the usual BO3 in the Swiss round, and that's what's going to make it really exciting. So Katips, what do you think? How do you think this series is going to end?
It's a pretty good matchup, I think. Nyiknyuknyek. I failed at that first try. So Triple N is going to be playing his hunter that he was playing last round that he just won with, and fizdarth is going to go straight into Zoo with the Void Terror variant. And yeah, so I think this is a pretty good matchup. If Triple N draws into a Unleash the Hounds, that is going to be really bad for any sort of Zoo. So fizdarth, he's going to be playing Void Caller like you were talking about earlier. So this should be pretty exciting. A lot of demons in this version of his Zoo deck. And yeah, how do you like his deck so far?
I definitely like it. I mean, I'm such a demon player myself. I really liked it a lot. Even the main fact that it's demon-based Zoo really just appeals out to me. But again, that's just me. And how effective it's going to be, that's the real question for everyone who's watching right now. I really hope it's going to be effective, but before that, here comes already the Nerubian Egg from fizdarth, and that's going to be a bit of a trouble. But oh, look at that Hunter's Mark. I kind of like Hunter's Mark a lot. By the way, nyiknyuknyek is playing as the Hunter in the bottom half of this board, and we have the top half of this board covered by fizdarth on the left hand side. Right hand side is nyiknyuknyek.
So Triple N with a lot of spiders. He's probably going to be taking out... Okay, so he's going to take out the Flame Imp first, going to leave the Nerubian Egg, which is going to open up fizdarth to a perfect Void Terror next play on his turn 3. That's going to give him a 3-5 and a 4-4, but... he's still thinking about it.
He can coin here into a Mortal Coil if he wants to do that. That's
right. That's exactly right. Looks like he's going to be going with that. Of course, you want to draw first as a Warlock. Always draw first is a good... That's a good strategy all the time. So he's going to be thinking about whether or not to play that Void Terror. So it looks like he's going to be going for it.
Yeah, looks like he is going to be going for that. Okay, so here goes the Mortal Coil coin into Void Terror, and that's going to be a 3-5 as well as a 4-4 there. Pretty good stuff. Effectively for nyiknyuknyek, he does have a pretty bad hand here because this turn there's nothing he could probably do. Even if he can play the 7 Buzzard and Hero Power just for maximum mana efficiency, he shouldn't do that because the 2-1 will not survive this turn. He can, however, kill command the 3-5, but that leaves the 4-4 unanswered.
That's right. So I think that was a pretty bad use of Hunter's Mark very early on. He could have really used that as on the 3-5 right now, but he is going to use the kill command to kill the Void Terror for 5 damage, leaving the 4-4, and then leaving the rest of his minions for the face. So fizdarth, turn 4, can probably play a Void Caller now. Or he can also play a Knife Juggler into a Mortal Coil, but he's going to go with a Void Caller play, it looks like.
Yeah, I think so. And that's it. There is the Leroy Jenkins top deck for nyiknyuknyek, and that's Triple N also for you guys. Well, you know, the Kodo here really isn't going to do anything. It's not going to kill any of those minions there. You might just want to leave it alone. But again, this just brings me back to the point. Triple N just has such a bad hand. It just doesn't look like it can do anything at all. He's just going to be taking 7 damage turn after turn until he gets a solution.
Yep, so he's already used his 1 flare. He doesn't have any tracking, doesn't have any draw options. It is looking a little bleak, like I said, that's 7 damage on the board for fizdarth every turn until he finds an answer. So until he gets a combo with Unleash the Hounds, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's only dealing 4 damage every turn, and while he is in the life lead, those are some pretty big minions with potentially even bigger ones on the way.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not gonna be any good news at all for him there.
Oh,
and yet,
no.
Oh, wow. Mortal Coil, Defender of Argus. Wow.
That's gonna be really bad. Okay, so that's some nice defense. It's also gonna ensure Void Caller is gonna be calling down one of the demons in the hand of fizdarth, which he does not have at the moment. So it's probably what's making him think about the play. He can also go into a Dark Iron Dwarf, putting another 4/4 body on the board. But it looks like he's going to go with the Defender of Argus play. But still thinking about it. This defense would be pretty good. He knows that Hunter's Mark has already been used, and probably a low likelihood of using another Hunter's Mark in the near few turns until it gets top decked, because the 4/4 has been left alive when he had the chance to use it. So if he had used it, I mean, if he had it in hand, he would have used it against the 4/4 already. So at the moment, Triple N needs to draw into some answers. He needs Unleash the Hounds into his second Hunter's Mark just to be able to try and clear this board. But at the moment,
there's just nothing going, for Triple N here. 4/5, 2/3, 5/5. He doesn't even have his explosive trap, assuming he runs that. He's going to take a total of 11 damage next turn, effectively.
Yep, and then turn 6 is going to be Argent Commander for fizdarth, which is going to end it. So, wow.
Yep, it's going to take so much more damage. You got to be kidding me, man. This is just no joke at all.
Yeah. So generally, when I play Hunter, when I'm playing against Warlock, I'm always mulliganing for Zoo. I mean, for Unleash the Hounds, or for at least tracking, just to be able to get that combo and have the option to do Unleash the Hounds anytime the Warlock overextends. I mean, it's not that bad even if you're playing against Handlock. But at the moment, this is a lot of damage. Oh my gosh, look at these beefy creatures coming in for fizdarth every single turn. It's going to be so hard for a Triple N to recover from this. So right now, 9 damage on the board, potentially 4 more for 13. That's going to drop Triple N down to 1 health, it looks like, if he chooses to play the Argent Commander, which looks like is the optimal play.
Yep, she's going to have to do that. So here we go. He's dropping down all the way to 1 health. And even the Knife Jug, Knife is going to kill him here. Lower Thap is not going to do anything at all here for nyiknyuknyek. And effectively what this means is that we might just look at a pretty fast game here in favor for fizdarth. He might want to play the Stuffing Buzzard to draw into something, but even then, nothing can really clear the board. There is no taunt on his hand.
Yep, that's right. So even if he draws into a Hunter's Mark, that's not really going to help him. Too many threats on the board, and of course there's a second Argent Commander in the hand of fizdarth. So this is pretty much over. No demons in hand, so that's not going to call anything down. And he could have charged with the Buzzard first to take it out, but unfortunately even that would have been enough, and fizdarth is going to take this first game, and we are going right into game number 2.
Exactly. Right, so there we go. I am actually a little bit disappointed here with the Hunter, because I actually thought it's one of the stronger classes coming up from the military quarter from next Ramas. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case here going forward, and it does seem like fizdarth is still, ultimately, who are we kidding? That's Zoo, right? So Zoo's still one of the best, right?
That's right. Yep, so we're probably going to see fizdarth stick to the Zoo. I mean, it's still pretty consistent. He's been winning with it a lot. So let's see what Triple N's answer is going to be. We know that he does play a Druid. We know he does play a Shaman. So let's see which has a better defense against the Zoo.
Yep, exactly. We'll see what class he picks next. And oh wow, it's going to be Malfurion.
Okay, so he's going to choose to go with Druid. Lots of defense, lots of cards with options. Swipe, you have your Keeper of the Grove, you have your Druid of the Claw. So lots of options for Triple N for the mid game. Could be potentially good if he draws into Swipe and stops this Zoo cold, but it looks like fizdarth has given him the slip. He's going to be changing into Handlock. And our favorite Sludge Belcher on turn 5.
Yay. Yeah, Sludge Belcher. Fantastic stuff. Do know it's a BO5 right now, guys. And we have with us here a Druid versus a Warlock, and it's a Golden Warlock, so that's scary.
Golden Legend Warlock also.
It scares the hell out of me. So, like, you can see here, this again doesn't look like a Zoo. It's a Handlock here with Sludge Belcher, with sufficient, even a Hellfire. Wow, Hellfire. I thought people would run Shadow Flame a little bit more than Hellfire.
Well, the Hellfire is for the Zoo still. I mean, and it might work for him in this game, because if Triple N is running tokens, that's going to be really good for him later. At the moment, fizdarth has not drawn into his nice turn 4, turn 5 with the Twilight Drake and the Mountain Giant, so I think he's just going to bide his time for the meantime. And then just seeing what Triple N is going to cast. So what's Triple N's hand looking like for you at the moment?
Pretty good stuff here. We got Innovate, we got Keep of the Grove, we also have stuff like a Drift of Claw, Swipe as well, Azure Drake, and Ancient of Lore. So that's a lot of answers for most of these problems that the handlock can probably pose here. He's gonna Innovate first into Azure Drake or Drift of Claw. Definitely Drift of Claw, but nope, he's going for Azure Drake.
Yep, so he probably caught on to the fact that fizdarth passed on turn 2. Pretty sure this is going to be a handlock, so
yeah,
he's going to now try and build up a defense, try and see if he can get some value in play. But here comes the first of the threats of the handlock, and here comes the first Mountain Giant from the side of fizdarth. And let's see what Triple N comes up with as an answer.
well, he does have Naturalize.
Naturalize.
So
Is
that's
that enough to pop him some cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's not gonna be. Oh, well,
It's
it's
not
gonna
gonna-
be enough to pop 1 and
Is
2
it?
from the draw next turn.
Yeah, it will draw. I think it will pop 1 from the draw. That's about it.
Yeah.
And it will prevent a life tap next turn. Plus the fact that yeah, he is just gonna go for it. Okay. People just generally think that Naturalize doesn't provide value, but in this particular instant, it does, because that's 1 of 2 Mountain Giants gone, and we're looking at burning a Defender Argus. Wow, I can't tell you how much traction nyiknyuknyek is gonna get from this particular move here. There is nothing much that fizdarth can do. He doesn't have a strong minion that can probably fight the 4/4. He can play the Azure Drake, but even if he plays the Azure Drake, it is probably just gonna get silenced and hero power to death.
Yep, that's exactly right. So if he chooses now, okay, he's gonna silence that for sure, and he's gonna coin into hero power, like he said. So that's gonna give him control of the board. And then fizdarth losing one of his taunt activators in the Defender of Argus that just got tossed it's gonna hurt. He does still have a Sun Fury Protector in his hand, so he still can put down some threats. Turn 6 right now, he might be thinking about Siphon Souling the Azure Drake. I don't know. How do you feel about that move?
Silencing the Azure Drake? No, that's not gonna do anything at all. Right now, it's
I mean the Siphon Soul.
Oh, Siphon
he
Soul
wanna-
the Drake.
Does
No.
he want to eat it up?
No, I don't think you eat up now, but he needs a little bit more card draw, and he's got like 10 cards in hand. He might want to play Sludge Belcher. I would like Sludge Belcher a little bit better because it provides substantial cutoff for the tempo that nyiknyuknyek has right now. Effectively, what I would do also, yeah, I would consider the Siphon Soul on the 4/4. But there's just so many things. You want to Siphon Soul out of a Druid, you want to kill the Ancient of Lore, you want to kill, oh my god, you want to kill the Ancient of War, you want to kill stuff that's too
right.
big to, even mess around with. We'll see if nyiknyuknyek has a chance to play those cards.
He can also have done Hellfire into Mortal Coil, but he chooses to go with the Siphon Soul option. He might not be... he doesn't have any Giants left in hand, he doesn't have any Twilight Drakes, and nothing to activate Faceless Manipulator off of. That's pretty decent value. So yeah, fizdarth is in a bit of a difficult position, not having the correct cards in hand for a big threat to show up against Triple N. So okay, so Sludge Belcher into Ancient Watcher into Sun Fury Protector might be good, I think.
Sludge Belcher. Yeah, I want to play Sludge Belcher here. Might want to silence the 2/3 as well, but we'll see.
Oh, sorry, that was too much mana in my head. I'm always miscalculating mana.
You can also play the Ancient Watcher into silence the Ancient Watcher into taunt up the silenced Ancient Watcher, but then again it's just gonna die because there is the swipe in the hand here for nyiknyuknyek, so I would like the Sludge Belcher a lot more. Yep, he goes for my first play, which is to silence the 2/3, and effectively that's gonna provide some form of a tempo here for fizdarth. He does have the extra cards from the first Naturalize, and I don't think nyiknyuknyek runs a second Naturalize because that's gonna be too much.
That's right. That's too much advantage for your opponent, giving him 4 total cards. And at the moment, that's really not the strategy you want to do for handlock, since their bread and butter is having a lot of cards in hand. So he's gonna play your play instead. The gonna swipe and then hero power into the Sludge Belcher. which is going to drop the 1/2, which is going to be taken care of by the keeper of the grove.
See, this is where it gets really scary. Okay, the 2/4, he's thinking about it because he doesn't know if he should attack with the 2/4. Your opponent's at 15 health. He has got a total of 8 cards in hand. You don't know if one of those could be a Molten Giant. Of course, we all know it's not a Molten Giant, but he doesn't know that. So if it is a Molten Giant, it's gonna come up for 3. We'll see what fizdarth draws next. He draws a Soulfire. Not good at all.
I think he should heal up into maybe... Okay, so he has enough to heal up into Ancient Watcher, into Sunfury Protector, and then he can probably Soulfire the Keeper of the Grove. I mean, just put up some sort of defense, bring himself back up to 16 health, buy some time so he can join to his second Mountain Giant and his Molten Giants.
He has a... Okay, that's a pretty good argument there. He can heal up. Healing up brings him to 16. That's perfect. There's also another play. Hellfire into Mortal Coil. It clears the board. It draws him 1 card. It drops him to 10 health. If he gets a Molten Giant, he can play that along with the taunt providing Sunfury Protector. So that's going to be a total of 5, 6, 7 mana for this turn, which is perfect. His consideration is if nyiknyuknyek has the full FON combo, and I'm kind of thinking that he's inclined to play this Earthen Ring Farseer just because he doesn't know if nyiknyuknyek has got a full combo. But then again, if he had the full combo, he would have used it already, I feel. And it's gonna only be turn 8. You know, you don't wanna play risky plays at turn 9. You wanna play risky plays at turn 8 because turn 9 is where, with or without Innovate, he's gonna play the full combo. So he's gonna heal up and taunt up. That's good.
Yep. So he goes with my play of healing up and then taunting the Ancient Watcher. So despite all this back and forth, fizdarth is down to 16 health, and Triple N is still very healthy at a 28 health.
But do you know what's scary?
What's scary?
What's scary is nyiknyuknyek now knows fizdarth doesn't have a Molten Giant in hand.
That's right, because he would have played it. Yeah, so he knows that there's no Molten Giants. He knows he's taken out a Mountain Giant and a Twilight Drake, so the threats are going to be slim from here on out for fizdarth unless he manages to top deck it. And he's still at a very fat deck. Still a lot of chances to not draw into those key cards as a threat. So let's see how Triple N tries to get past this wall of his.
Well, he can effectively silence the 3/3, but then again, that's not really going to do anything. Let me see. He can charge his Druid of the Claw into cat form, and plus 0 power can kill the 4/5. He can effectively kill the 3/3 as well, but that's gonna be that's just gonna mean a lot of casualty on his side. There is just no effective way here for Triple N to try and kill off this board. And he's actually gonna wait till the rope comes out. He's gonna raft the 4/5 and run the 2/2 into that. He's gonna charge the bear. No, not gonna charge. He's gonna make a bear out of it.
Okay, so he's gonna go up with some defense in the meantime, which can easily be siphon sold by fizdarth. I wonder if that's going to be the play. He goes up to bring him up to 19 and still have board control. He could also Faceless Manipulator the 4/6.
Faceless Manipulator 4/6. Yeah, I actually kind of like that.
And
Faceless
then
Manipulator the 4/6. Considering the fact that he doesn't really have... Okay. He doesn't really have a good play here. He's gonna have to copy the 4/6, effectively try and make sure it's good defense. But even then, you see, the problem here is he cannot Hellfire. If he Hellfire, he's just gonna lose 2 minions. He taps into another Faceless Manipulator. That's gonna be a sign, man.
I think he should Faceless Manipulator into
Mortal Coil?
Into Soulfire and then kill the 2/3. I mean, kill it with a 2/3. Because 4/6 is a little difficult for the Druid to deal with. So even if he loses his 2/3, that's going to be fine. It's just important that he doesn't lose Leroy, though. That's going to be crucial.
So if he makes that play, he saves the 3/3, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I was thinking more towards throwing away the 3/3. But okay, he goes for your play, and he loses the Mortal Coil. Deals 3 damage with the taunted up Earthen Ring Farseer. And Triple N is down to 25. Triple N top decks a Wrath.
So that's pretty good. It's going to allow him to take out the 3/3 quite easily, or he can choose to...
He's just going to draw a card.
Yeah, he's going to draw first with Ancient of Lore. Always a good idea to draw first, as we said.
Here comes Blueberry. Okay, Ancient of War. That's a big blueberry.
Ancient of War is gonna be really good for him. That said, Siphon Soul is still a play, and it is in the hand of fizdarth. So let's see if he chooses to play Ancient of War next turn.
Yeah, but for this turn, he would effectively be looking at stuff like, yeah, there we go. It's just gonna go for the main clear on the 3/3.
I think I'd like to Siphon Soul in this one. Too bad that he lost the Immortal Coil. Okay, here comes the Giant. 2 to cast.
Yeah, it's free. Almost free. Okay, and the Siphon Soul, he's actually gonna Siphon Soul the 5/5, so that's gonna be a free play for Blueberry next turn.
Yep, but of course he can still do a Faceless Manipulator into Shadow Flame. So that's also an option for the side of fizdarth.
For
He has a lot of
nyiknyuknyek, he could actually play Faceless into a Muck of the Wild. I think that's pretty good. But then, you know, most handlocks don't run Big Game Hunter. So it would be pretty okay to make that play.
Yep. So he's thinking about how to get past this 4/6. And yep, so still a lot of threats on the side of fizdarth on the board. And Triple N down to 19 health, has to consider how to get past this taunt first and then dealing with the 8/8 later. So he's going to sacrifice his Keeper of the Grove for 2 damage to bring down the Druid of the Cloud 4/4. And still weighing his options. We're going to see a lot of rope in this match, I think.
He's just really thinking about going with the Charged Druid, just to kill the 4/4.
Yeah.
He can copy the 8/8, charge up the Druid, but then what you're gonna achieve with that? Ancient of War here is just gonna mean Ancient War is just gonna die. He knows that 2 Siphon Soul has been used. He will not be afraid of a Siphon Soul value. But we all know that this just means that Ancient War is just gonna die. Very simple stuff there.
Yep, so he can also if he gets past that 6/12 with Leroy
6/12.
With Faceless Manipulator.
Oh, 12 with, okay.
12
okay.
damage. So if
it's not enough a lethal.
That's not enough. If he had Power Overwhelming, that would have been nice.
Yep, that would have been nice. That would just nicely mean that it's game. But unfortunately now, Triple N or nyiknyuknyek is at 20 health effectively. And what I think fizdarth is going to do, he's definitely going to copy the Giant with his Faceless Manipulator. And that's going to mean that, you know, even if he trades everything here, his Giant's not going to die. Giant 1 will not die. Giant 2 will be at 8/8 full health. And bye-bye bear. But that would also mean that nyiknyuknyek is going to be in very dire position because, as we all know, Druid don't really have good bot clear mechanic.
I have a feeling he's gonna copy the Molten Giant, and then he's gonna tap. He's gonna do a Faceless. A Sun Fury Protector. Gonna clear out the board with his Druid. Oh, so he's gonna oh, that's pretty smart. So it's gonna leave him with a full board by healing his Druid of the Claw, leaving it with 1 health, and Triple N on the verge.
Yep, he's dead. There's still the Muck of the Wild here. He can also draw for, 2 with Wild Growth. But really the cards in this game, yeah, this game for nyiknyuknyek really is just slow in terms of the cards coming in the wrong order, in terms of things just not really happening the right way. Well, he can rough for card draw here, but so what?
Yeah, that's right. So
he doesn't have a real way. Sorry.
Yeah, so the handlock got snowballed into his huge minions at the moment. Triple N unable to play around the life total of fizdarth, and it has worked in the favor of fizdarth. Able to put down a Molten Giant, and then Faceless Manipulator. But yeah, this is looking bleak. He's probably going to take this to the face just to be able to get rid of the 4/1. And so 6 on Leroy, 8, 14. And that's it.
Well, there's still the bear form.
Oh, okay. There's bear form.
So
still.
effectively, he can deal total of 11 damage, but that's about it. Still not game yet, but when I say, it's more or less gonna look like game, it's just a lot of value for nyiknyuknyek has been lost in the effective trait there. So here goes the bear. Bear's probably gonna die. Hellfire is just gonna make sure it deals extra 3 damage. Lyra comes in as well, and that's 14, so that's just nicely gonna be lethal there. It's still
nice.
a game. It is still a game. So fizdarth takes the series, not the real series, but just still 2-0 so far in the series. He is still a little bit ahead as compared to nyiknyuknyek.
Yep. So Triple N down to his shaman.
No, priest. That's the funny thing. That's why we have decided to cast this game first, because he is the only player who swapped out a shaman for priest going into the top 8. He calls his priest deck Believe. Can he come back with a reverse 3-0 kill? That is it,
Do you believe in nyiknyuknyek? Is
No,
the question today.
No, does nyiknyuknyek believe in Anduin to get the right cards? As you can see, the druid, really, he doesn't have the big game hunter. If not, it would have been a pretty easy game for him. He made some pretty interesting decisions, like swiping a little bit too early. I don't like the swipe being too early, but again, it's good. And I feel like he could have copied, he could have copied the giant, give it Mark of the Wild. That would be a 10-10 or something like that along the lines there. Would be pretty tanky and pretty hard to address, but nope, he didn't go for the play as well. So, well, generally just playing very differently from how I would have played it.
Yep.
But no matter what, the RNG was lacking for him, and that's the main problem.
So how do you feel about priest versus handlock? Something like handlock, though. Or
Not
I do
good.
have I think I have a feeling that fizdarth is going to switch back to Zoo. There's a lot of 4 health minions in Zoo.
It's not Zoo.
Even the Nerubian egg can transform into a 4/4. 4, of course, being the magic number for priests, unable for them to handle it because of it's right in between Shadow Word Pain and Shadow Word Death, which are their main removals. So if they don't draw into their Akonai Soul Priest Circle of Healing combo, it's going to be a little bit difficult. I mean, Holy Nova is, generally good, but at only 2 damage, it's not good enough for Zoo, especially when they start buffing each other. When
Todd he's still Sludge Belcher and Soul Fire. That's exciting. Come on, that's Sludge Belcher. That's the big bulk of sludge that you. Okay, anyway, fizdarth just got Sludge Belcher as well, so now it's boring.
Wow. Okay, so fizdarth is now at, it looks like 10 cards in hand. You're gonna tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah,
but
he still has room to
Yeah,
tap for
okay,
one.
because he's got the coin. No matter what, he cannot play his giant this turn. He is gonna coin into he's gonna coin into a raw Sunfury Protector.
Which is not so bad. 2, 3 for 2 is, of course, really good stats, despite even without the activation. So
Second Todd is he gonna steal the Molten Giant or the Mountain Giant? No, Mortal Coil. Smite and Mortal Coil. That's a good play, but no mana for that. So just gonna wait for next turn.
you know what would have been fun if he thought stole into Massive Rune Blade and then
Oh, that's so fun for her. They're chatting with each other, by the way, so don't worry about it. So stuff was sad that was a double Todd still. But, well, it happens, and here comes the Molten Giant, Shadow of Death. Aha! Deal with that.
Yep, so Shadow Word Death deals with the Mountain Giant quite cleanly, leaving a 2/3 still. Thought Steal not providing the best advantage for Triple
Holy
N.
cow, the Mortal Coil, look at that value there. Wow. fizdarth's gonna be so sad. He stole my spell, sop.
Okay, so turn 5, obviously here comes our friend Mr. Sludge Belcher. Gonna be problematic. So this is, even though at 3 attack, this is problematic for Priest, because you don't want to waste a Shadow Word Pain on that, because the 1/2 comes out right after it. And with a few minions that Priest has, this is a problematic wall to get through.
Oh,
Fortunately,
he doesn't
Triple N
care.
did steal one of his own, and it's gonna make him a little bit fatter with a Power Word Shield.
In case you're wondering, why is Triple N having 3 Sludge Belcher? It's because he stole 1. And the one that he stole right now is on the field, and he just buffed it up to 3/7, so this is not gonna be an easy game for fizdarth. But Siphon Soul, so who cares, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, Siphon Soul, always a grand equalizer in turn 6 for Warlocks. in their hand lock configuration, and he's still going to leave a 3-4 on the board with a 1-2 after that. A lot of value. That's 4-6 in stats remaining for fizdarth, and both of them with taunt. Very difficult for Triple N to get past.
Well, he can play Arcanine Soul Priest into Circle of Healing here just to clear, but that's a little bit too expensive. The other way is just to use the Soulfire. I mean, he has stolen the Soulfire, should have just used it as well. Pretty good.
Yep. So the Arcanine into Circle of Healing is gonna be very tricky for him to play because the minions of fizdarth, once we go into these later turns when Mountain Giants and Molten
he
Giants
loses
come to
Holy
play.
Nova.
Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, so it's gonna be a little hard to use his clearing combos against Handlock because their minions just are so huge. We're talking 8 health, little difficult. So he's gonna play a second Sludge Belcher.
Oh, everyone's just playing Sludge Belcher. Alright guys, this is how the new competitive meta looks like. You play Sludge Belcher, I play Sludge Belcher, everybody just plays Sludge Belcher.
And then we play Lotheb, and then you play Lotheb.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let's each
exactly.
play Haunted Creepers, welcome
You play
to
Haunted
next round.
Creeper. Yeah, welcome to next round. Indeed. So here, Noshai Cleric, he can, of course, being priest, what he can do is he can always heal up his Sludge Belcher, which is why his Sludge Belcher is slightly better than any other Sludge Belcher.
One thing I've noticed, we do not have any bans on cards, unlike the Legends tournament last week.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing the Military Wing cards. We're not seeing the Big Brother of the Fair Dragon being played. We're not seeing Deathlord, which is a great counter against Zoo. 2-8 with Taunt is pretty huge for 3 mana. We're not seeing those cards. We're still seeing the same cards from Play Quarter. We're seeing the Sludge Belcher. We're seeing the spiders from the Arachnid Quarter. We're not seeing any tech from this week coming into this tournament, or at least I haven't seen any.
Yeah, I haven't as well. There's no Big Brother Fairy Dragon, no 2-8 Taunt, like you said. And really, but we did see some Void Caller.
Yeah, Void Caller, of course.
So they've tagged it up on Zoo. It's like as usual, Zoo gets tagged up first, and then everything else. It's like when the Spider's Fist came out, you have the Nerubian Zoo coming out, so that's good. So now you have the Demon Zoo coming out, and that's interesting. And yeah,
He should Shadow Flame.
He should?
Sorry, going back to this game, it's gonna take out both of his Northshire Cleric. It's gonna drop the 3/4 down to 1, and then he can silence.
But you want him to draw till he dies, right? So that's the. Sorry,
he can play Spellbreaker into Shadow Flame.
Spellbreaker into Shadow Flame. Yeah, well, I like that. That's good.
So that's gonna remove the taunt, and it's gonna drop him to 3/1, and still keep his. Yeah.
Wow, that's.
It's gonna leave him with a 1/2.
No, it's not. He's gonna silence.
You can also Hellfire, yeah? Hellfire is also good, but it's gonna kill his Sludge Belcher.
I actually kind of prefer the silence into the Shadow Flame, because that's really gonna clear the entire board.
Oh, what?
And you can deal 3 damage there. Okay, that was a big mistake, in my opinion.
I really did not like that play.
Yeah, me neither. Well, he could have went with your play, silence, then burn the entire board, and you can still do 3 damage with your Sludge Belcher, which would still be alive. But I guess.
Yeah, so.
Well, the trade-off. The trade-off is
that. If he had used Shadow Flame, he would have been left with his own 1/2. There wouldn't be any taunt on the side of Triple N.
Why would he be left with 1/2? His Sludge Belcher wouldn't have died at all.
If he used Shadow Flame on the Sludge Belcher?
Yeah. No, on
because
on his 4/3. If he silenced first, then he shuffles.
Right.
Then
Okay, so okay. Right. Because I was thinking you Shadow Flame on the Sludge
Belcher. Oh, but look at that smart play though. Smart play from nyiknyuknyek. Perfect stuff.
So taking advantage of the situation, Triple N now has full board control, and fizdarth, despite having a full hand, is struggling with trying to get past this defense. Now we know that there is Circle of Healing in the hand of Triple N that can take out any smaller minions than the Giants, and the Giants are still too cost prohibitive at the moment. It's 9 to cast for the Molten Giant right now, So let's see. What's his play? He can silence Spellbreaker costing 4, and then he can go into a Defender of Argus. He can heal up into Defender of Argus. Or he can Spellbreaker into Shadow Flame. So a few options available to him right now. How do you feel about this?
Well, he really... I don't know, man. You just have so many options right now that you don't really know what you want to do. And there is no clear path here. There's like no objective, no clear plan. Silencing the 3-5 wouldn't really accomplish anything. He cannot clear the board as well. I would say
Well, he
that...
can still Shadow Flame.
Yeah, I would play minions at this point in time. I would definitely heal up. I wouldn't play the Defender Argus. I would have played the extra heal on the Earthring Fuzzier. And we'll see how that's gonna be like for now. But he's just... yeah, he's just not really doing what's right.
So unfortunately, with Akanai Soul Priest getting silenced, that nullifies the effect of Circle of Healing. So Triple N has to find another way around this 5-4. He can, of course, run his Farseer and his Taunter into it.
But a top deck Defender Argus is gonna make sure that the value is gonna get redeemed here for Triple N.
Okay, so 4-6 now on the Akanai Soul Priest, going to send that into the Spellbreaker. And leaving the 2-3, which is a prime target for Shadow Word Pain. And now the board is back in control with Triple N. 4 cards in hand. Not the card advantage, but the full board advantage. And he's going to just heal up his Taunter back to 4-3. And fizdarth probably want to say some comforting words to his opponent.
I'm just glad they're not showing people interesting symbols and stuff like that. Okay, so here comes the Molten Giant. It's not early, it's not late. It feels a little bit, you know, meh. It's like, okay. He can Shadow Flame it.
He just made a grand miscalculation. He spent his mana on the Farseer, and he's not going to have enough to Shadow Flame the 8-8. Oh my gosh, what a miscalculation.
I think he wanted to Shadow Flame the other ring Fuzzier because that will clear the board without touching the 8-8.
But he still is 1 mana short. That's absolutely right.
Yeah, that's one hell of a big mistake there. Sir, you just made a big mistake.
Oh no.
No Dennis. I thought there would be no Dennis at this level of play, but unfortunately Dennis is omnipresent, it's ever existing, people make mistakes, that's just who we are. And we're gonna have to live with that. So here, effectively, he's just at a loss right now. He doesn't know what to do. Look at that. He's like, do I tap here after healing up?
That's 11 damage on the board for Triple N. What's in his hand? Can he finish this off next turn?
No, he cannot finish this off.
Oh.
He kind of used both Holy Smite already, unless he gets something that deals 5 damage. Hint hint, Holy Fire. Soulfire, and he discards. What did he just lose there?
He just lost his Power Overwhelming.
Oh, that's
so that's not too bad. He still has Shadow Flame. That's a pretty unfortunate play. He could have cleared the entire board.
Oh wow, who ran Silence? He ran Silence, the raw, authentic Silence for 0 mana cost. Oh god. Alright, so Sludge Belcher here would be a pretty irritating card, but that's not going to do anything at all. I would want to see him play Loathab, because you know he's going to Shadow Flame. You know that's a 3-3, you know that's a 2-1. You want to play Loathab, come on, make it happen. Yes, there we go, let it go. Loathab, Shadow Flame for 9. Are you still going to do it? That's the question.
I would still do it with 3 cards in hand in Triple N's hand.
Are you gonna
left?
Yeah, but are you gonna Shadow Flame for 9 and kill your giant as well, and not go through my taunt? That's the real buggery problem here. It's one of expensive Shadow Flame. It's ineffective, and this is inflation by Loathab at its finest.
Okay, look, he can attack the Sludge Belcher and bring out the 1-2, and then Shadow Flame afterwards. That's still gonna clear the entire board. But he's going to lose so much value out of having an 8-8 on the board. So the question now, is he willing to maybe double up on his Molten Giant and then Shadow Flame next turn after Loathab's effect has passed? Or does he do that play now and clear the board and hope for the best?
I like the double up, but really that's only because I have access to nyiknyuknyek's hand, and I know he doesn't have any minions after this, so... yeah, double up the Molten Giant. That's going to be my play. Regardless, come on, 9 cost Shadow Flame. You gotta be out of your mind to even consider this turn.
But that's 10 damage on the board. That's gonna leave him with 5 unable to tap, and then anything else after that. But then priests don't generally run cards that have a lot of charge. I mean, Sylvanas is there, Ragnaros is there.
You will be surprised. Inner Fire, Inner Light, bye bye.
But I think this is the more standard one.
Yeah. Well, we'll
there's
see what he
no-
plays. Oh, he might just do that. He's actually running into it. Yes, here comes the 9-mana cost Shadow Flame.
Oh,
That's a board clear. And Warlock says
so-
enough's enough.
Next turn, he's gonna have a little gimped.
Oh my god, top deck OP. That's a huge draw. Look at that, Injured Blade Master. Circle of Healing. Wow.
Of course, he can just if he heals this up, he's just gonna faceless it.
Okay, he's not gonna run the full heal. He's gonna half heal it to 4/5.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Yep.
He can Leroy attack face and Shadow Flame.
Leroy, attack face, and Shadow Flame again. Yeah. Well, he doesn't know nyiknyuknyek has only got Circle of Healing and Silence.
So Silence is gonna have a lot of value. If he plays that, that's gonna kill the Twilight Drake instantly without having to do anything.
Yeah. You're right.
So
Oh,
that's
wow.
not gonna help him either.
It's gonna taunt up the 5/7. So
my
much
gosh.
terror.
Look
And
at the
Ragnaros top deck! You gotta be kidding me! He was out of answers, and here comes the Granddad. Wow, it's a huge draw!
Okay, so Silence is gonna kill the 5/7. He's gonna put down Ragnaros.
Oh
And-
wow! Free kill! Free kill! Silence Pyromancer OP. Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Okay, so if he puts down Ragnaros,
Oh, he's gonna go for the YOLO Rag Granddaddy
YOLO
50-50.
Rag, 50-50. Here we go!
Can nyiknyuknyek get one game? Let's go! Yep! There we go! That's the game there, guys! Simple.
And
Ragnaros win games. Believe.
we can trace back that loss all the way back to that Shadow Flame.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one miscalculation, and even going back there, going back to the turn, I believe that was turn 8 with the Spellbreaker. If he had made that play, he could have had a more controlled board. He could have drawn into some more better options, but unfortunately, he just made a couple of mistakes that rolled into other mistakes,
Guys,
and that just cost him the game.
I have to
unfortunately.
point out at this point in time that fizdarth is a golden warlock and a golden druid. This guy has 1,000 wins under 2 classes in rank play. He's got so much time. I really wish I have his time. I really
have-
do.
I have 1,500 total, maybe, but this guy has
It's concentrated wins for this guy, so you're gonna have to give it to him.
concentrate. Well, he is legend,
He
so
make
he
his
has
wins count.
spent time. He has made the effort to get to legend. That's in between 80 to 4,000 games.
Oh,
so,
God.
no
Katips with
joke.
the stats. Alright, so 2-1 in favor for fizdarth. And right off the bat, we see Ragnaros' ugly face and the mulligan face here for nyiknyuknyek. He definitely doesn't want Ragnaros yet, although he's just like, some love please, I just won you the game.
Okay, so very interesting. Fizdarth is going to go with a Resurrection or a modified Crusher deck, the new Shaman that's being played, getting a lot of value from stuff like Earth Elemental, Karen Bloodhoof, and Resurrection shenanigans, where if you have Baron Rivendare in play and then you resurrect something, it's going to produce 2 of it and keeping the threats going. But that is a very, very much later gameplay against Priest. Look at the attack of these minions. These are all 4, even though Dark Iron Dwarf is not a very common card in a Shaman deck. That is still a 4 attack minion. Gonna be problematic for Priest. Of course, we know that he has possibly 3 removals, 2 Shadow Word Deaths, 1 Shadow Word Pain. And if these 4 attack minions keep coming out, that's gonna be a bit problematic for him.
It's crazy. Trust me. Alright, so here in the hand of nyiknyuknyek, there is the Arcanine Soul Priest, there is the Coin, there's the Holy Smite, Silence, and Lower Thab. For fizdarth, it looks like this is the Shaman standard with with a bit of a Death Rattle twist. He does run Karen Bloodhoof. It's been so long. Yep, there we go. Nerubinik as well. I am only hoping he runs Baron Riverdale, but we'll see.
Yeah. I'd love to see it in action. I mean, I've read about it, I've seen videos about it, but to actually see it in person would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, in a proper tournament like this, wow, that'd be a pretty big deal. So what do you
Yeah.
think is the next play here for, fizdarth? Obviously, nyiknyuknyek is going to silence the egg since he runs a 0 mana cost Silence.
Yep. So I think He can Dark Iron Dwarf and attack face, possibly.
Dark and Dwarf attack phase.
Because
Okay.
attacking the North Star Cleric is not going to be enough, and it's going to give card draw for triple N, so I don't think that would be an ideal play. He can also just totem up, and
I
let's
really
see.
like having a 4/4 on the field here, so I would like
Yeah.
to go for face as well.
Yeah. Go for face because the 4/4 can take out the 1/3 later on anyway. Standard priest deck isn't generally going to run minion buffing stuff, so 1/3 is pretty much dead next turn unless he puts up some sort of defense.
He does have the power word shield though.
Okay.
We'll see, but there we go. Coin Sludge Belcher, best friend ever.
I love this card. This card just
yeah.
just ruins all of your plans.
But there's the top deck Sludge Belcher again for fizdarth. Are we gonna have a Sludge Belchery face off? That's the question here.
If he puts on Flame Tongue Totem, that's gonna clear Sludge Belcher, but not the minion, the second minion. So it was an option between Flame Tongue Totem and Defender of Argus. Looks like he's gonna go for the Defender of Argus just to buff up his minions a little bit. He's gonna clear the Sludge Belcher. Not gonna be enough to bring out to stop the slime.
Stop the
But
slime.
stop the slime. You gotta stop the slime. Slime is very bad.
Yeah, so bad. So much pollution in there.
Okay, so bringing Dark Iron Dwarf up to 5 health makes it a target for Shadow Word Death. But looks like Triple N is going to choose to go with card draw from his Dark Star Cleric. He's going to heal it up. Okay, so how's his hand looking for the next few turns? Okay, he's gonna Dennis the Dark Iron Dwarf, dealing 2 damage with Holy Smite. Give Power Word Shield to the slime. There's no stopping the slime for this turn.
Yeah, well, that's gonna deal 1 damage anyway. And I really like the fact he actually taunted up the egg. So now the egg, even though silenced, is kind of a little bit weaponized, and at least it provides substantial synergy there. So here comes the Fire Elemental. I like that a lot. It can shotgun kill the 1/3 and effectively mean that it's gonna be a board clear. Yep, there we go.
So
And-
there. Yep, that is the board clear. Fire Elemental 6/5, very dangerous, but of course easy target for Shadow Word Death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
But he doesn't have Shadow of Death. Guess
That's
what?
right. That was a calculated risk, and it's gonna pay off for him in the next few turns. Next few turns, he has Cairn to play. He has Doomhammer to play. If Triple N puts down something, I mean, maybe another Sludge Belcher from the perspective of fizdarth.
Thought still
easily
now. Oh my god.
Earthshot.
Okay, Harvest Golem and Reincarnate! Wow! He's got Reincarnate on Sylvanas Windrunner. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're talking about double Death Rattle, double the Steel, and he's gonna have that dream come true at turn 8. Believe.
What
That's
is
the
it with
deck.
priests and Thought Steal that always works for them and never works for me? That's very frustrating.
That's a huge card. You gotta be kidding me. It's Reincarnate, Sylvanas Windrunner. It's really just... Oh my god, that's gonna steal everything.
So fizdarth's gonna do 8 damage. Still in a good place. 20 health is still pretty
And
survivable.
Shadow what Death top deck. You gotta hand it to this guy.
Oh wow, that is a nice.
I want to
Nice.
Shadow what Death to 6/5 because I've been wanting to do that for a long time. And effectively looking for Holy Nova next turn. Here I guess just kill the Taunt Totem, heal up. That's about it. You know, life goes on.
That's right.
Wow.
So, gonna heal himself up to 22. What is fizdarth's next play? I think he's gonna want to play
He's
Cairn
gonna-
and maybe
yeah.
Earth
and-
Shock.
Oh wow. And that's where, you know, you have your worst nightmare come true.
Oh, he's not gonna go Cairn.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh, maybe because. Oh wait, he is. Yeah, he is still gonna go. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
He could also play Harvest Golem, Earth Shock, and Flame Tongue Totem for more damage, just so he keeps his Sludge Belcher that much more around for longer. Okay, full board control for fizdarth. what are the options looking like for Triple N? That's 4, 5, 6, 9, 10 damage on the board for fizdarth right now. And he lost his Holy Nova earlier. Oh, sorry, that was a different game. My bad. So he is gonna Holy Fire the 3/5, leaving the 1/2 and bringing back his health to 22. And gonna clear
Trust me,
that with his own Harvest
he's
Golem.
now planning on stealing the 4/5.
Okay, and then Reincarnate would be fantastic with Cairn.
Yeah, trust me, it's gonna steal everything. Everything goes. Well, he can effectively look towards Holy Nova next turn and then play the big steal. We'll see how that's gonna work out.
Yep, so lots of options in the hand of fizdarth. He can Doomhammer and clear it out with his Flame Totem. And possibly also put down Flame Tongue Totem to give himself a bit more damage, giving 8 damage. So Loot Hoarder could also be a play. He can also Earth Shock the heck out of that Harvest Golem.
Yep, Doomhammer. There we go.
Yep, so
Okay.
he's gonna Doomhammer.
Yeah, well, Doomhammer is gonna make sure that there's not much of a value, but oh my god, this is scary. If it doesn't play anything here, okay, that's fine. Doomhammer second charge. Okay, so 50-50, go for the steal, or okay, 30-30, 30-30-30, go for the steal, or are we looking at Holy Nova?
Holy Nova is not gonna give him that much value. 4-5 on Cairn and 2-3 on the Harvest Golem. Not the best odds. I mean, not the best value for your Holy Nova. 16 health, and there is 8 damage on the board. 12
You have to
with
consider
Doomhammer.
if his stuff gets a Rock Biter, it's game.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, lots of thinking going on in these games. So anytime you play Priest or against Priest, it's a lot of thinking involved. They have to consider maximum value. And Shaman also, being a control deck itself, has to consider all of its options. And there's a lot of removal in the hand of fizdarth, so he can easily... So he's going to heal up his Injured Blade Master and take out some of the other minions of fizdarth, but that is now... How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, alright, so now he gets double Earth Shock here. And top totem's a Taunt Totem. I feel
That's
like
excellent.
he can effectively look towards ending the game real soon. Put
So
on
he-
extra pressure, it's okay.
He just needs to draw into a Rockbiter weapon, and he is fantastic. Attack with Cairn first before Loot Hoarder. Attack with Cairn. There you go. Attack with Cairn first. Swing for the 4-1. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So still a lot of removal in the hand of fizdarth. Anything Triple N might put down is going to get silenced with Earth Shock. So it's looking like with 4 charges left on Doomhammer and 4-8.
It's looking
12
like the
damage
faith
on the
is
board.
running low. This game is looking like it's done.
Yeah, so looking like it's done. Long game, long set for these two players, and it looks like Triple N is at the end of his rope. He's gonna Holy Fire. Okay.
15. Oh, Rock Biter top deck. Who cares?
Well, that's it. We can talk about it all day, but that's 10 damage from 2 swings.
Oh,
And-
shit. That's bullshit.
Not happy with that? You're not happy with that play?
I'm not happy with the rock. Okay, that's a huge draw, guys. You're gonna have to give it to that. Yeah, but still, well done, Rock Biter top deck. Yeah, I was more towards rooting for the underdog, nyiknyuknyek. You know, he came back to the tiebreaker. Unfortunately, he's out, and we're gonna have to, you know, fizdarth. We have to give it to him because fizdarth still, he came in through to the final 8 on the top spot of the Swiss, and he got that spot by winning the previously undefeated player, which I believe was Lala Song. And we will actually have a moment here to catch up with the rest of the players. So before we turn the stream off, let me just check. No, not the stream off. Before we turn off the mics, let me check a little bit. We'll see. Okay, Cayenne is out. Lala Song just won Hearthblade 3-1. Bear just won Cayenne 3-2, and Chonger just won 3-1. So that said, effectively we are going to cast the next game, and the next game is going to be between well, let me just pull that up for you guys. The bracket's loading. We'll have it between Bear and Chonger, and that's pretty exciting. I like that a lot. So we'll be back real soon, guys. The next game's gonna start right about 5 to 10 minutes. We're just in time for that, so don't go anywhere, sit tight, and hope you guys enjoy. This cast is brought to you by Babael, that's me, as well as Katips.